was a trick-or-treating.
Maniacs, zombies, aliens,
Hello, wait, Lord Ace, breaking base, take your hoe, she give me face.
Welcome to G.U.T.S podcast and Zane on the Vision.
It's your boy Space Viking.
We got a live ass guest for y'all today,
Live
man.
at 5, baby. We're here with the founder, creator, secret magician,
Yes.
gentleman, scholar, man of many talents, the guy that created Scare Tactics.
Fuck yeah.
Your homie Scott Hallock.
Hey!
Warm welcome.
Yeah.
I know, it's a Houston welcome, man.
All right.
We good. We love it,
My
man.
guy.
We love it.
Ha, 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 ha. I just blessed you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Scott.
we night
Rub that off on Scare Tactics.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my
We-
Scare Tactics
We
swag.
night deep. Man, I always, okay, so when I first saw Scare Tactics, shout out to Tracy Morgan too, you had to be the biggest prankster. Like, I'm like, I would be
Yeah.
fucking nervous like being around you. But like, I was like, man, he has to be like the biggest, like, I want to fuck with people all the time.
That's the question I always had. How do you get into this and make this a job? Because we think it's the fucking awesome shit
Yeah.
ever.
It's a fun job for sure. Yeah, it's it started back with we were doing spy TV for NBC, and Sci-Fi reached out to us and said, "Hey, could you do a scary kind of paranormal hidden camera show for us?" And we were like, "Oh, yeah, of course we could." So we just kind of put that twist on it, and we wanted Scare Tactics bits to kind of come across like little miniature horror movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that one person doesn't know they're in. And everyone's set up by a friend or a family member on the show. So we do try to make sure we're scaring people safely, because ultimately, as crazy as the show looks, we do need people to have a good time. It's like a roller coaster, right? You want them to
Sure,
get off
yeah.
and go, damn, I want to do that
Yeah,
again.
definitely.
No doubt.
And so that's the reaction we usually get. So was I always a prankster? I guess a little bit, you know. I was always, I like to have fun. I like horror and comedy together.
Yeah.
So comedy was what kind of drew me to this, and we all like to laugh. It's scary for one person, but hopefully for the rest of us it's funny.
Cause see, I think when I got into it, I saw it in like the middle. I didn't see the beginning, and I just saw somebody like being nervous. I'm like, man, what the hell am I watching? Like, why are they doing these people like that? And I saw it come out like, oh, you on Scare Tech. What I like about it is the fact that you don't hold people that long. Cause like one dude, when the aliens came out in the barn and he hit the dude,
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh shit, he took it there. And the guy was like, but the actor was great because he took the punch and didn't like react to it. And I was like, oh shit, but the dude was so scared. And the lady like, are you scared? Are you scared? Like,
No! Stop it! Are you scared? Yes! What?
You're on Scare Tactics!
I hate you guys!
yeah, I'm scared. I'm like, oh man, that probably been my reaction too.
Oh yeah, and we tell our actors, you know, keep a distance from the marks. The marks is what we call the victims in the pranks, because it's a safety thing, right? And that
Yeah.
actor who got punched is Alex Mandel, who's Howie Mandel's son.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Alex was working with us. He did a bunch of shows with us. He's a prankster. And Alex was just so into his role, as you saw, as an alien. He kind of went, he wanted to turn it up a notch. And the dude punched him.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we revealed, the kid we were pranking was so sweet. He went to Alex, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
And Alex was like, no, you did the right thing.
Yeah.
That was correct. Your reaction was
I
right.
was like, oh, that blew my mind because I'm like, that'd probably be the normal reaction for a lot of people, man.
You're putting people in fight or flight situations,
Yes.
and you can't be surprised when someone wants to fight. So we try to do our best to keep the scene safe. We
Yeah.
try to remove anything in the area that can be used as a weapon. We try to scan the area first and take.
Yeah.
But people surprise us and like pick up, you know, hairbrushes or
Oh, shit.
shoes or something, you know, whatever they can, chairs.
So is it up to the guest? Like, for instance, like if I'm pranking Space Viking,
Uh-huh.
do I pick like something? Is it to y'all stage or is it to the guest who's on? Like, hey, this how I want to set him up.
We usually approach the friend with, here's what we're thinking for your friend. Here's
Yeah.
the prank we're thinking of for them. Because unbeknownst to the people who are on the show,
Yeah.
they sign up for the show ahead of time. They don't know they're signing up for Scare Tactics.
Nice.
They are signing up for an unnamed reality show, but it gives us a chance to ask them if they have any medical issues, any heart conditions,
sure.
Yes.
anything like that, and then we find out kind of what they're into. And if people say believe in aliens, we know that an alien prank is going to be good for them because they're going to tend to believe.
Yeah.
We've done alien pranks to people who aren't believers,
Yeah.
and they're like, get out of here.
Yeah, like, that's not gonna get me.
We shoot multiple victims every night because some of them just don't work.
Sure.
And so you have to try again until you get one.
You want
that
the
works.
ones that people are going to want
That's
to
like,
watch.
oh my
If it's
God,
kind of
yeah.
lame, you got to edit that out.
That's it.
Yeah.
We don't use the lame ones. Like, people ask us all the time, like, where are your outtakes? Where are your bloopers? Well, in hidden camera shows, there's no real bloopers. Like, if something happens, you just got to go with it. You pretend like you meant it to happen.
Yeah.
Or if someone isn't believing what you're doing, if they're not buying the prank, it's lame. It's not entertaining. It's not fun to watch. It's like, they're not scared at all. That sucks.
And that was huge to like have Tracy Morgan on. I think it was one of the girls. She was hosting a party and they ate the poison cake.
Oh yeah.
This is fantastic.
You tried to destroy me, I'm now gonna destroy you and all your friends. Everyone. Cake is poisoned, idiots.
And she,
Oh, that one was awesome, dude.
How you feeling, Ayumi?
What do you mean it's poison there?
What do you think poison means?
Did you actually put poison in that cake?
Put it in the DVD. Saying no signal.
she was,
And he was like, "It's some good damn cake."
and she was over there just eating it, and then it was like everybody is poison. I was like, oh my God. I know she was just like, man, I'm about to die because everybody.
So, how long have y'all been doing this now? It's been
Since 2002, 2003.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
premiered
long
in
time.
2003 on Sci-Fi. Back before they were SYFY.
Yeah.
Back then they were Sci-Fi, SCIFI. So
So,
that's
yeah,
how
so-
long it's been on.
Yeah,
Y'all have
that
been-
is a while.
Yeah.
That's a long.
So, do you get after doing it this long? Is there anything that comes up that surprises you
Always.
now? Still.
Yeah.
So it's still because it's
You never know how people are going to react.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you can plan as much as you want, and you can try to...
you can never predict
but
human
you
behavior.
can't predict. So we've got an outline for every bit, and here's the beats of the story. Here's where it's going to go. It's going to start here. The three basic beats of a Scare Tactics bit are... What the fuck was that? That's the first part. They're like, what the fuck was that? And then something bigger will happen, and it's like, now I'm getting concerned. And then the last beat, as you mentioned, we let them off the hook when it gets really bad, because the last beat is, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
That's when the alien's coming at you. That's when all hell
Yeah,
breaks
there's
loose.
so much happening.
And when all hell breaks loose, that's usually we're at the reveal at that point.
Yeah.
So what's your out of doing this all these years? Which one was your favorite episode,
There's
or the most fun to do?
There's
It's
so
gotta be
many
tons.
favorites.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many. The one you mentioned, the alien one, was great because
Yeah.
that kid's reaction when those aliens came out was priceless.
Oh my God!
Bit for bit, pound for pound, the best reactions we get on the show are with our little guy Gabriel, who played Rat Monster. He's 28 inches tall. He's played Rat Monster, Satan's Baby. He's played a barnacle boy. He's played a conjoined twin. When we use Gabriel, it always works. And the Rat
Shout out to
Monster
Gabriel.
Absolutely. Gabriel, the Rat Monster bit on YouTube probably has 8 or 9 million views or something like
Wow.
that. Like, that's the one that most people know about. So that one, it was just perfect. The kid was an animal rights activist. He came for the night to help clean out this lab. When he got there, he found out that the scientist working at the lab, who wasn't there, who had disappeared under mysterious circumstances, he was doing experiments where he was like crossing human and animal DNA. And so they found all these weird things in jars. That's the now I'm getting concerned part.
Oh, yeah.
He pulls a jar off and he sees like a human baby floating in liquid, and it's got like weird ears on it or something. And then they start hearing things.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually Gabriel comes out, scares the crap out of this kid. But, Gabriel's this tall. You could just go,
Yeah.
boom. Sorry, I just kicked your audio.
Yeah,
Boom.
good.
And it's like, why did this reaction is not that way?
They
It's just a freak out. I
Looks
think
like
it's
he's
the,
not
it's
of
the
this
freak
world.
out part. Like
Yeah.
I say, man, if you put me in a situation, if I know, if I'm telling her, oh, this is what I'm afraid of, and you put me in that situation, I think that's my normal reaction is to like, oh shit, it's really happening. And
Well, that's the one thing we won't do is if people are afraid of spiders,
oh yeah,
we won't scare them with spiders because they're going to shut down.
yeah.
They're going to have they're going to get so freaked out. They're going to cry, and then at the end, they're going to go,
just-
"Why did you do that to me? You knew I was afraid of spiders." And then we're like, "Oops,"
Like
you
what kind
know.
of friend are you?
Right. So if someone's afraid of spiders and snakes, we'll stay away from that.
Yeah.
But if someone's into that stuff, you know, they can still be scared by a spider without being like shutting down, being over the corner in the corner in a fetal position, like rocking back and forth, sucking on their hand. You know, that's not a good reaction.
Well, I think that keeps the show fun.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be fun.
You know what I mean? It's a fun time, and it's not like, you know, it's scary, but it's not something like that's fucked up. Like, damn, dude, like, you know, like bum fights or something where they're,
Right,
you know what I mean? So it's like that keeps the show fun, and I think, you know, it translates to the audience like having fun, and so they're having fun with you at home, and they're, you know, at a party, some people like, oh shit, you know, like knuckleheads like us. So what was your like the craziest reaction that ever happened while working on Scare Tactics?
So the last 2 seasons that are on Netflix right now, we shot those in Toronto.
Netflix, check it out.
We started, and we had this before too, but more so, we needed this more in Toronto than anywhere. We shot the last 2 seasons in Toronto, and we had to start setting up something we called a runner cam, which is, say the prank is taking place in this room. Well, outside this room, outside the door you guys came in, we would have a camera person stationed in case the person bugged out in the middle of the bit. Because sometimes stuff would get so intense, people would run,
fight or flight.
and you know, a lot of our camera people are in camera hides and they can't get out, and our crew's all hidden away, and we can't get to them quickly. So we have to have someone stationed outside to shut it down and go, you're on a prank show, stop. But you have to have that on TV. You have to have that moment captured so that when they find out they're on a show, you have it. So in Toronto, we had more runners and those are the craziest ones when people just bug out.
hilarious.
That fight or flight kicks in, and they're gone.
Being established in 2002, so now when you see like a lot of Instagram people doing pranks, it's kind of like
They got it from y'all.
It's like the pioneers of like, I'm gonna set somebody up into a funny position, which I think I look at like the Ashton Kutcher punk show kind of sort of deal. He didn't do the scary part, but he put people in situations.
Right, he did.
So it's the exact same, like it's the pioneers of the game. So a lot of people should pay homage to Scare Tactics, which is to me, when I first saw it, I was like, man, this can't. I'm like, man, why are they, you know, and then to Tracy Morgan on TV and stuff like that. But when I watched it, I'm like, this is like brilliant. Like, why nobody's doing more of this? And I was in tune with it. And I think, I don't know when y'all went to MTV.
We started airing on MTV just this year, earlier this year, like this summer.
So it's going to be on MTV too, and MTV
I thought y'all were always on MTV.
I thought it was always
no,
on
it started
I guess
on
it was
Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi.
It started on the
That's where I
Sci-Fi
must have saw
channel.
it.
We were on Sci-Fi from 2003 to 2015, 16, something like that. And then we were off for a couple of years, and now I'm bringing it back. We've got 6 seasons, 119 episodes, and those are all on. Viacom has the rights to those, and those are on MTV2. Netflix has the 2 most recent seasons right now, but sometime next year they're going to take 26 new episodes and put those on
Netflix.
Library episodes, I should say. But then we might be doing new episodes with Scare Tactics next year. With Scare Tactics and Netflix next year. So hopefully new episodes.
Tune into that shit.
You might see Guts podcast on
Yeah. So I like there's tons of things I love about I think it's a brilliant idea. Of course,
brilliant.
You can't ever predict human behavior. So there's always that element of it. It's fun. But you got the horror side of it. And there's been some cool, like, horror setups. You know, like, one of my favorites is they had the possessed girl, the babysitter, the dude babysitter.
Yes.
And he screamed.
Yeah, he was screaming.
But he had, I think it was her sister was killed or something.
Her sister was like electrocuted or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mom
And
left
then,
for the baby
she came out and was like, oh, and the dude goes,
Yes.
And I was crying, laughing, and I thought that was so
And
awesome.
it came through the TV, so I want to play with you.
So yeah, the voice was coming on the TV, and even after they unplugged it, the TV came back on.
And he kept calling the people, "You need to come here now. You need to come here now."
And so we had a coffee table in front of him
Yeah.
that we had someone underneath from the art department
Wow.
who was making. You remember there was a bowl of
Yeah, the
nuts
bowl
that
was
was on a
moving toward-
table that
yeah.
was moving. Well, there was someone underneath with a magnet
Wow.
making it move. And when he saw that, he kicked the coffee table, and our poor art department person up there was like, "Ow!" Didn't say anything because they're got to keep the prank going.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy was so like he bought it all, and that's the thing when we do these bits, you don't know if someone's gonna buy. Is he gonna get scared by a little girl? Is he really gonna believe there's a ghost in the TV? Like sometimes we're going out to do these, going, we are wasting our time tonight.
Yeah.
No one is gonna believe this, and then
they believe because
we
this
have
shit is
a-
coming through the screen.
probably a 95% success rate of getting something.
Awesome.
When we go, there's sometimes weather kills a bit, and like we're shooting outside and we can't do it. But some very rarely, some nights people show up and they just aren't buying what we're selling. But
What was the one? I think they was riding in like a camper. Was it Sasquatch coming?
Yeah,
through the woods?
Bigfoot.
What is it?
Oh fuck, it's a big Bigfoot or something!
And Bigfoot and the lady was just
That girl screamed her
She
head
was
off. And people who think the show's fake, like, no matter how much you tell people it's not fake, we don't fake anything, you can't get a scream like that if
No,
you're
at
faking
all.
it.
At
Like
all.
that's why we don't fake the show.
Yeah.
Is because you won't get real reactions like that if someone's in on it. You just won't.
So
You
If
saw it in
someone's
her
real
face
reaction,
like she's about
yeah.
to have this reaction. It's about to
Oh.
go off.
And then she rebounded immediately. As soon as we told her she was on Scare Tech, she's like, "No way, that's cool!" And that's the kind of people we like to have on the show because they tend to like horror movies.
Yes.
They
Sure.
like roller coasters,
Yes.
and they're young. We do people 18 to 22, 24 years
Yeah.
old. Because here's the other thing: once people get a little bit older, they have a car payment, they got to pay rent, they got a mortgage.
Yeah.
They tend to ask too many questions. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, what do you mean I'm going to a warehouse in the middle of the nowhere to make $25 an hour? Like, what happens at this warehouse? What's going on? What am I going to do? Who's there? And it's like, all right, you're already out.
Yeah,
You're
that's
asking
too
too many
much,
questions.
yeah.
I can't make the drive, fam.
Yeah,
I gotta
no.
get up in the morning.
It's like $50 for 2 hours of work. I'm there. It's like that's all they need to know. It's like
Yeah,
you're our
definitely.
kind of person.
So the parodies of like, cause you say comedy and horror, so I'm guessing
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah, did you grow up watching horror movies and stuff?
I love Evil Dead.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
right. The second one.
even
Bruce Campbell.
Yes.
and-
shout out to our boy Frost, man. That's your favorite movie, man.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw horror and comedy mixed in that one, I've
Yeah.
probably watched that movie I don't know how many times.
I was big on like the scary movies, something about the Wayne brothers.
Yeah.
That shit just like
Love it.
like hilarious. Just I watched this literally like for a month straight when it came on VH. I was like, man, this is. I love it because it's like I'm not trying to win an Oscar. I'm not trying to win this. I want you to laugh.
Yep.
I want to make fun of people who thought their movies was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
And
totally.
then just put it all together. So when I saw Scare Taylor, I'm like, man, I bet you probably like the comedy horror just all the way.
Comedy and everything.
Just
for
love to
Sure.
see people just like, oh yeah, you
I mean,
thought it was scary. but
Evil
it's not.
Dead 2, that's like the ultimate comedy horror.
Man.
That's done perfectly.
Yes.
Because it is funny, but it is scary.
Right.
Yes.
And that when that's done right, I think a lot of times they mess up and it'll be too funny or sometimes my favorite ones are the ones that are trying to be serious but they're so bad
Yeah.
that they're funny.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
Oh,
So
okay.
I do like a segment called Fuckery every week and I
Yeah.
take like, the worst movies and I break them down. So Evil Dead 2, got it, yeah. Sam Raimi, just awesome,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
that's
So
good.
that makes perfect sense
Yeah.
that you said that.
Yeah.
Because what Scare Tactics is all about. It's funny, scary,
That's
a
it.
good time.
Friends setting up friends. I mean,
Friends
we
setting
want
up
everyone
It's
to have
fun.
Yeah.
That's what entertainment should be, man. It's fun.
We call our show Boo with a Budget.
Perfect.
Because
I like that.
do you guys prank? Like, do you try to scare each other, or do
All
you
the
guys
time.
are
Yeah,
off
we
limits?
do our little thing, but it's like a natural scale with us, like, cause it's,
Yeah.
Cause we got our house, like we got our.
We live
apartment-
together.
Yeah, we got our. So
Okay.
we got our apartment set up to like at night when you watching movies, like ghosts flying through the house.
Ah, nice.
And the doorbell is a skull that opens his mouth.
Okay.
Pumpkins lit up,
All
and it's
right.
all year round.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a scary thing to us if like if I don't hear the restroom door open or something, then he probably in there or something. It's like shit, just some natural thing. But it's
Yeah, and we like to when people come over, we like
Yeah,
to
we
freak
like
them
to
out,
mess with them.
You know,
Okay.
because we turn on the lights, you know, and it's like we got witches and ghosts flying around, and
Yeah.
all we watch is horror movies.
yeah.
So like, you know, all the time it's like our neighbors probably aren't too fond of us,
Yeah,
but
probably because we heavy too on the doors.
yeah, but we like to have fun, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what one of the
That's
main
at the heart of
reasons
it.
Yeah,
we dig scare tactics.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
we so grateful that you came and agreed to talk to us today,
Of
man.
course.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Happy
it.
to do it.
So Scare Tactics, the new seasons, y'all are coming to iTunes.
iTunes is
yes.
coming soon. We just launched seasons 1 and 2. The original ones is, where it all started.
Yes.
That's where Rat Monster is in season 2. We got vampires on motorcycles.
Awesome, dude.
We've got a tribute kind of to the Jason, the Friday the 13th movies. This bit called Big Kill, where these camp counselors are in this remote cabin and there's a killer with a mask outside, and that one's great.
Awesome.
So that's all part of seasons 1 and 2. They're on Amazon right now.
Go get it
Amazon.
right now.
You hear that
And then
shit.
iTunes, hopefully, so I don't have a date for iTunes yet, but Netflix, seasons 4 and 5 are on Netflix right now. The whole thing is on MTV2, so set your DVRs for MTV2. It's
Yes.
all on there. And then hopefully the whole thing will be, eventually we'll get the whole library out on iTunes, Amazon. We might even put out a DVD for people who still buy DVDs.
For sure.
Tom's trying to convince me to get DVDs.
So
DVD,
is it-
no,
is
there's a market. People that are DVD people,
They love the, they
Absolutely.
love
they
the,
love
they
it.
love to
And
keep them.
a lot of
Yeah.
our fans are DVD people and VHS people. They
Yeah.
love the old
Yeah.
school
Love to have
VHS.
it, yes.
They like to have it.
Yeah,
And like
I
people
get it.
like to read covers and like
Totally.
what's going on. I wanted to ask, like, is it like just a California base, or do y'all think about going to like other cities?
If we get to do more, we're hoping to travel. Like we want to
Yeah.
go to places. Like I don't know if Houston
Man, Houston, y'all would
has some
if you
scary
put a,
places.
If you
but
put an ad in Houston, like you say,
Yeah.
making over $25 an hour, you might have people lined up like 100 houses.
Okay.
They'll just be running through different shows.
Good.
Because it's like Houston is the way it's set up to where it's like a factory job or be something. Anywhere in a warehouse,
Right.
you got people. Cause
Yeah.
it's like, oh, your warehouse job, boom, let me do this.
Right.
And it's like you there, because I done been one of the ones, oh yeah, look in the ad, and then you get there and it's like, oh, we selling spoons door to door. You're like, fuck. I come here to market sports, not talk about spoons and do door to door
Spoons has
salesman.
a Houston Astros logo on it. It's
I was
like,
exactly.
that's
I was trying to
sports?
sell vacuums one day, and they just dropped us off in the neighborhood and said we'll be back in like 5 hours.
Oh, that's
I was
rough.
like, shit. But the ad got me,
Mm-hmm.
and I always thought about that. I said, I want to know if they go to like different cities and just
Yeah, we want
like
to
a
set
tour
up.
or something. You know,
We want to set up in a hub. So if we do new episodes, we want to set up somewhere, like New Orleans. That there's tons of
yes.
the
The voodoo,
story,
yes,
voodoo,
yeah.
swamps,
Yes.
haunted
Yes.
mansions, all
They
that
do all
stuff.
like those creepy swamp tours and
Above
stuff.
ground, all the graveyards have to be above ground
Yes.
because they're below sea level
Yes,
there.
definitely.
So there's so many creepy places in New Orleans. Upstate New York, there's abandoned hospitals and mental asylums
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. So we want to go. So if Houston has some good kind of creepy ghost story,
Yeah.
haunted places where aliens landed, paranormal stuff,
Yeah.
let me know, and we'll put
Yeah,
Houston
some
on the
definitely,
map.
because it's some creepy, like you could just in Houston it's crazy because you could just make up some bayou something and they'll be like they gonna bite on it. It's like, oh yeah, I wanna partake in this, and it's like here they go, they lining up, and
That's
it's like
it.
it's funny because I always thought about that, like how to draw people in to come to y'all, you know what I'm saying, and that's
Well, that's a cool thing is because when you're doing a scare tactics bit, we don't tell people you're going on a ghost hunt tonight.
Exactly.
Because otherwise they'll be expecting crazy stuff. It's like, oh, you're going to do an insurance job tonight where we're going to go out to this road and see why all these crashes have been happening on this remote spectral road. And then crazy things start happening.
Yes.
So we get them into it a different way. Oh, you're doing a warehouse job, but then they start to hear things, and then if like there's a real story in Houston of, did you hear that story of the little boy who disappeared in a warehouse around here? You know, and then when a little boy shows up later, then it's a lot scarier because we tied it to something real, local folklore, right? And then it resonates a little bit more. So a lot goes into the reason people react so well is because we've told them a story to get them in the right frame of mind. And then when the shit hits the fan,
it's
we
like,
know they're
shit,
gonna react.
It's happening.
Yeah.
That is awesome, man.
Perfect, man.
I'm all for it. And I'm ready for all the seasons, like you say, the Netflix, Amazon.
Yeah. So go check them out on MTV2. Go to Netflix. Go to Amazon. It's coming to iTunes.
And that's another
Look
thing
for the
with that.
DVD.
The iTunes for video, because I know we do audio, so I didn't know they had the part where it's set up for. That's pretty cool. That's interesting.
It'll be like just like you can buy. I don't know if it's going to be part of Apple TV or how they're going to work it, but just like you can buy episodes of some of your favorite shows in the iTunes store, and you can actually watch them on your Apple TV or on your computer or whatever. That's what it's going to be. You're going to be able to buy episodes and own them, download them to own them.
That's cool,
and
man.
keep them. So you can buy. We'll give people a break if they're buying the whole season. You'll get a big discount.
Nice.
If you buy them episode by episode and just pick out your favorites, that'll work too. So that's the way it is on Amazon. You buy episodes on Amazon. That's what we're coming to iTunes with. But then
Netflix.
Netflix. Get on there and stream all 26 episodes.
Go tonight.
So
and have the time of your life.
Yes.
Get the chips out. You know, I prefer Doritos, whatever you want to put.
I like the popcorn raisinets in there.
Oh, yeah. I like them. Yeah.
Some other shit.
Scott Hallock, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
We don't want to take your time.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
Happy
for
to do it.
everything.
Absolutely.
Everybody go find Scare Tactics. I don't know who hadn't seen it at this point.
Exactly.
But if you haven't seen it, it's worth it, man. It's a rock and roll time.
It's guts approved.
It's definitely guts approved.
That's all I needed to know.
Hey!
We're on YouTube. We got a YouTube channel. We got scaretactics.tv. If you guys got friends you want to set up, go to scaretactics.tv. Hit the link. Set up friends. Send us your information, and when we're doing new episodes, we'll look for people to set up and scare.
Perfect.
I know a few people that need that shit in their life.
I got 3 right off the rip. My own manager. We're good. All right.
So,
it's your boy Space Viking. We got homie Scott Hallock here.
The Guts Podcast.
Guts Podcast. We out.
Hello, wait, this shit be more harder than bedrock. Bitch, I'm so fresh like I'm dead stock.